Hello, somebody there. Have you been waiting for me? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome to broadcast Couples Fellowship International. We have been looking at enjoying your marriage, how you can enjoy your marriage. Yes, and of late we have zeroed on the lover's nest. And one thing that is very important is that many relationships they start on the platform of friendship. There are many couples who were friends before they became lovers. It is out of friendship that now they became lovers, and others they started as lovers and they ended up being friends. So, but it's very important that, with the passing of years and developments which we undergo in terms of aging, it's very important that we should maintain friendship. We should remain friends in our lives as husband and wife. You see, it's very, 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 very bad to be in a friendless relationship, be in a friendless marriage where you don't have time to be there for each other. You don't have time to excite each other. You don't have time to celebrate each other. You don't have time to play with each other. It's now, like, for example, with these lockdowns that we have had in some other places where you have been 3 months indoors without going out. Now, if you are not friends, then it becomes what in West Africa, in East Africa, especially, that's your problem, because now you end up fighting and having all manner of disagreements, and it will be like you have been incarcerated in a cell, which is not good. And you know, one thing about marriage is an institution. It's an institution that is, you are locked into that relationship. So it's very important that you should make fun out of everything. You should make light of the moments and make sure that you are in good friendship with your spouse. So how do we become friends in our relationship? We want to look at be the best friend of your spouse. In Songs of Solomon 4 verse 9 and 10, it says, "You have ravished my heart, my sister, my spouse. You have ravished my heart with one of your eyes, with the chain of your neck. How fair is your love, my sister, my spouse. How much better is your love than wine, and the smell of your ointment than all spices." Wow, this is beautiful. This is great. This is a wonderful way of describing a woman that her aroma is more glorious than all the spices, and that her love is sweeter than that of wine. Wow, this is beautiful. Now, there's something we need to know, that here the Solomon is describing the Shulamites as a strong friend. He says, sibling friendship at times can be so strong. That is the relationship between a brother and a sister can be so strong that if care is not taken, it can wreck marriages. Yes, there have been cases where a man is so close to the sister that, when it comes to major decisions, he cannot make a major decision without consulting his sister. And what the sister says is supersedes whatever the wife has suggested. So such a thing can make the wife feel somehow. And if care is not taken, it can bring very bad blood between the wife and the sister. That is why it's very important that we should be careful if we are so close to our sisters, especially where there are cases where maybe a man and a boy, they were born as twins. So you find that their bond is from the womb. So it becomes something else that if care is not taken, one can end up making decisions that can injure the marriage just because of closeness with the wife. Now, many courtship starts because of attraction, some because of feelings, emotions, while genuine feelings and emotional intimacy in relationship grow over time. But you see, the starting point of many relationship is on attraction, which is so the passionate beginning of any relationship is filled with fireworks. Yeah, fireworks. I mean, when you just see the number beeping on the phone, I mean, it's all juices, it's everything is flowing in the system. Yeah, you just want to spend more time. You can talk to her for hours and hours and hours and hours. You feel like you should just be talking and talking and talking non-stop. Yeah, you're enjoying everything. But if you really want your marriage to last and your partnership, then you need to be friends as well as lovers. Yes, you need to be friends as well as lovers. When you think about doing your favorite hobby and sharing a secret, do you think of your spouse when you have such things? Or will you be thinking of a friend outside, maybe a fellow, yes, schoolmates? Ladies, they have their say lady girlfriends that they are in touch with. Or as a man, do you think of your schoolmate, that buddy of yours that you have been in touch with? Yes, so having a spouse as a best friend is something most partners dream about when looking at their soulmate. It's something that is lacking in some relationships. But the thing is something that is very important. After many years of marriage, you may start to feel like you are losing sight of the friendship you used to have in your spouse. So if you want a long-lasting and healthy relationship, you need to learn how to bring friendship back into your marriage. This is very important, that in case you have now you are just staying like a brother and sister, you are just staying for the sake of the children, you are just staying for the sake of the rings that you have, for the sake of the vows that you made, for the sake of that. I know since we are Christians, there's no room for divorce, and we just stay, and you find that you are in the same house, but you are living in different worlds. You are living in different worlds. So no, it ought not to be that. So what do we do to rekindle friendship in your spouse? Well, number one thing that you need to do is, yes, indeed, we need to have a description of what makes a good friend. What makes a good friend? We need to define what a good friend is. Before creating a deeper bond of friendship with your partner, you must consider what actually makes a good friend. That's very important, because if you don't have a definition of something, then you might not know what you're looking for. So it's very important that you should have a good a description of what makes a good friend, what constitutes a friendship. Some common qualities people look for a friend include some of these. Number one is having fun together. Having fun together. Yes, don't be like a headmaster and students. No, you are friends. So as friends, you should be able to have fun together. You should be able to crack some jokes together. You should be able to laugh together. Sometimes you can just sit down and watch some of these. There are some things like laugh it lol, laugh out loud. You can have gigs. Yes, just for fun. And sometimes you just have some pillow fight just to have fun. Something like that. You can, yes. And then the other thing that constitutes a good friendship is supportive. Being supportive. Being supportive. Friends are always there. They are always supportive. I mean, a friend is somebody that when you are a friend in need, is a friend indeed. So a friend indeed is a friend in need. So you need to make sure that you are there. You are supportive to your spouse. You are standing with your spouse. Yes, as a number one fan of your spouse, and at the same time as a pillar to your spouse. You are there to support your spouse. If your spouse has a project, stand with her, stand with him. You don't just see from far. No, you support your spouse, because that's friendship. Friends always support each other. And the other quality of good friendship is good communication skills. This is quite very important, because you find that in someone in a relationship can take the initiative to be sending some love emojis and to some love cards and some love messages to the spouse, and you find that the other side there's no communication, there's no acknowledgement. I mean, with time, the person gets discouraged. because he's a human being. I mean, you need to respond in whatever way. You need to respond, at least to show that you are appreciating the gestures that are being done by your spouse. Don't just keep quiet and no. You need to respond. That's very important, because many people, you find that especially men, they try, but then you find that some ladies, they are not responding. And then with time, the person gives up, and then the person will be wondering, will be worrying, and they say, it's like there's no romance in this relationship, there's no love in this relationship. But good friendship involves responsiveness. You need to respond to the communication of your friend. If you call somebody and the person doesn't, maybe you called and didn't pick, maybe the person was away, and then doesn't send an apology, doesn't take an initiative to call back. I mean, with time you just say, you get rid of, you disconnect and you never call again, because maybe you are bothering somebody. So it's the same in our relationship. We should make sure that we should respond. We should be responsive. We should respond, to the friendly gestures of our spouses. And then the other thing that makes a strong and good friendship is a shared interest. Shared interest. There must be some shared interest. You must have some common, likes. There must be something that can bring you together, that can bond you together. So maybe there are people who like sightseeing. There are others, they like window shopping. Others, they like just going for a walk, in the woods, in the nature. Like the other day, I went to one place for fellowship. Then as I was going, I saw a husband and a wife and the dog. They were just walking in the woods. I say, this is great. This is something else. They were just strolling and just walking on a path that is quiet in some sort of a wood. So that's they like operating in those open fields. So you can have an area of common interest. And yes, good friends, the other quality of good friendship is ability to work as a team. You must be able to see yourself as a team. If you see footballers, they are very close. I mean, those that really have professional sportsmanship in them, not those ones who are fighting for positions in the club and bewitching one another. No, not those ones. But those that have a common interest, that they see themselves as a team, you find that there can be some closeness, among footballers and among soccer players. Yes, there's some bond that happens among them as a team. So you should make your spouse a teammate. You should make your spouse a teammate, because when you make your spouse a teammate, then you are sure that your friendship will be strong. And the other quality of a good friend is loyalty. A friend will stand with you, whether you have messed or you have not. This friend will stand with you. Yes, in fact, tough times are times when one's friendship is proved. If somebody is not a true friend, when you are in trouble, that's when they depart and disappear, never to be seen again. That is not good. A true friend is somebody who will stand with you through thick and thin. Yes, he will stand with you through thick and thin, and he will remain loyal to you, will remain committed to you. Yes, you can say, but this one, but let's see what we can do. That's a friend. He knows that, okay, you have blundered, but then he says, let's see what we can do. How can I help you? What must I do? That's a friend, who is able to stand with you when you are down. And then the other quality that we need to establish when it comes to a good friend friend is encouragement. Encouragement, 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 encouragement. Yes, you find that in some homes you find that one of the spouse, the leader of opposition, is a leader of opposition. Is always opposing. Is always on the critical side. Is as Mama shared in today's teaching. You don't have to be a critic of your spouse. You have to be a number one fan. You should encourage, of course. When somebody is doing something that will endanger your lives, I mean, you have the right to warn the person and bring a suggestion and say, no, this thing, according to my understanding, according to my opinion, it might bring us into some trouble. Why can't we find a better way of doing things? But you see, when it comes to maybe some personal projects that someone has, then you have to be there as a friend. You have to be full of encouragement. And then, of course, the other thing that constitutes a good friend is reliability. Reliability. You need to be reliable. You need to be dependable in that relationship. When you promise to do something, then make sure that that thing is done. And of course, there's another one is enthusiasm. You need to be enthusiastic about each other. You should be excited about each other, happy about each other. When you hear the voice of your spouse, when your spouse drives in, hey, you are just excited like a girl, like a baby. When you see your wife coming, hey, you are excited, you are jumping, you are jubilating. That's you are enthusiastic about your spouse. That's something that we look for in friends. Yes, that's very, very important. That is very, 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 very important. Let me pray with you. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, I commit every spouse before you, every marriage before you, Lord God. You help, yes, us to be friends, to be strong, to be committed, to be connected all the days of our lives. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.